I'll be honest. I am unwell. Lots of fun was had yesterday.
What's your Hogwarts house?
Griffey, no question.
Why are you a Griffey?
Because I'm better than ever? No. And now I'm paying the price. You know what really gave me the energy to make a video today? The viewership that comes with talking about underperforming high-profile playoff teams whose stars probably won't get traded but are going to be in rumors for months and months and months and just be really dramatic about their entire offseason. This is my flu game today. Let's do it. Let's talk about the Lakers offseason. They lose in Game 5 to Denver, and once again, a very competitive game. And for like 90% of the minutes in this series, the Lakers were as good as or better than Denver. This wasn't a fantastic series from the Nuggets. Jamal Murray hit a couple of clutch buckets in a couple of different games, and without those buckets, the Lakers very easily could be up in the series, 3-2 right now. Like, that would easily be an outcome that you could have perceived with the way these 5 games went. They were up at halftime of every single game, and they only won one of them. But that's fine by me, because that means we get to talk about the Lakers offseason earlier than I'm sure a lot of people expected. First things first, we got rumors already about what their offseason is going to look like in terms of the coach. We've got rumors about Bronny possibly showing up. And of course, LeBron being dramatic about the possibility of him returning to LA next year. Because the Lakers season can't really end anymore without speculation of roster changes, coaching changes, and whether LeBron's going to retire and or leave, even though we all know that he's not going to. But I can guarantee you that won't stop somebody from making a video today making it seem like LeBron is leaving the Lakers. Okay, realistically, a couple things happening here. We're getting reports and rumors that LeBron wants to play at most 2 more seasons, that he is still prioritizing playing with Bronny, his son, in the NBA as he comes to the NBA this coming season, and the Lakers are apparently willing to explore the option of drafting, not just having him on the team, but drafting Bronny, 1, to keep LeBron happy, and 2, I guess, to have him as a prospect on the team, all of which, to me, is extremely interesting. Because if LeBron did want to leave, there are some options out there that are pretty interesting. He has a player option this offseason in free agency. He can go to one of these other teams and potentially try and chase a title. And you could argue that whatever situation he would go to in free agency, he has options out there that give him a better chance of winning a title next year or the year after than what the Lakers currently have. Even as good as they looked at times against a very, very good Denver team, throughout his career, they had the 1 championship run in 2020, and then other than that, in his career in LA, they haven't done a whole lot. And I'm super intrigued by the possibility of like what Bronny potentially being on the team and the possibility of drafting him and what lengths teams could potentially go to in terms of putting him on the team so that LeBron would go there. That is just such a strange yet really intriguing storyline for the offseason, because if the Lakers are putting it out there that they want Bronny on the team, and LeBron obviously wants him on the team as well, if some other team jumps ahead of them in the draft and gets Bronny, like, does that mean LeBron is going to go there? Is he going to prioritize playing with his son over everything else this offseason? How those things kind of shake out, I really can't wait to see. My notes literally say something about Darvin Ham. That's good content creation right there. Jokes aside, it seems extremely unlikely at this point that Darvin Ham is going to return as coach next year. This hasn't really been a fair 2 seasons for him, in my opinion. But, I mean, that's not really the gig in LA. Like, you show up and you're supposed to win. You're supposed to carry this team whose roster is constantly in trade rumors the entire season. You're supposed to get them to playoff success. And this year that didn't happen, and it seems like change is on the way. And this is where we're at now in the NBA. Like, we're going to talk about the Suns a little bit later. They're going to fire their coach probably. Darvin Ham's probably going to get fired in LA. They're going to change the roster like every single season now. If things don't go well, there's going to be massive changes. This is how it is. Stop reading comments. So you commented it about me not. You had to know that this was. Did I just get finessed? Hey, editor man, can you just take this part out, please? Thank you. Oh, hey, look, it's the Phoenix Suns season. It's extinct. Speaking of underperforming teams that look like they're going to get really dramatic this offseason, the Phoenix Suns, I couldn't tell you what's going to go on with them this offseason. I mean, we talked about this in the video yesterday. Like, they don't really have options in terms of roster movement. Like, they can't get rid of Bradley Beal because of the no trade clause. I would imagine it would be extremely difficult to trade Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker is like the future of their franchise. Like, they're going to fire the coach and then try and add some pieces and figure it out later. But like we talked about in the video yesterday, like, the second apron means they can't really do anything with the roster, right? But now, of course, we're getting rumors about like, hey, maybe they'll just trade Kevin Durant. And look, I'm all for roster changes, drama for content. Like, that's fantastic for me. The concept of Kevin Durant getting traded again this offseason, like, is the first time that I'm having like real exhaustion from NBA trade rumors. Like, we can't stick it out for more than a year and a half. Like, we can't go through more than 2 postseasons with the guy in Phoenix. I know that he's looking at an extension, and that kind of, creates this pivot point of like, if the Suns aren't super excited about an extension, then maybe KD will want to leave or whatever. I don't see a path here whatsoever that Kevin Durant ends up on another team this offseason. Like, it's going to be cool to talk about, but realistically, having that notification actually come through of Kevin Durant getting traded, I don't see how that's possible. More concerningly for the Suns, the Kevin Durant that they got might not be the Kevin Durant that they thought they were trading for. Like, as a Nets fan, KD was awesome in his time in Brooklyn, and there were points throughout the regular season in Phoenix where he was really good. To end the season, not so much. You see these stats on screen here, like, I don't know if it's him getting tired. I don't know if it's the way the offense was constructed. We know that KD would say it's because of the way the offense is constructed. I don't know what it is, but from a numbers perspective and overall impact, just hasn't really been the same guy. I mean, obviously these are incredible numbers, but like, when you added Kevin Durant to your team, you added him to be the best player on the team. No disrespect to Devin Booker, lots of disrespect to Bradley Beal. You added Kevin Durant to be the guy leading you potentially to, conference finals or finals appearances. And for the last 35 games of the year, just wasn't that guy. And that's not to say that he can't be that guy, as things continue to progress in Phoenix, but he's not getting any younger. And based off these numbers, like, I would be kind of concerned if I was a Suns fan. Actually, to be clear, I would be extremely concerned if I was a Suns fan about everything that's happening, not just related specifically to Kevin Durant, but like also kind of related specifically to Kevin Durant. Fighting for my life out here. When I put that video out yesterday, entitled it "Suns Haters Click Here," I don't know what I thought the video was going to do. If I'm honest, I just posted it and hoped it was going to be good. And I expected hate from Suns fans because of that title. Nope. Suns fan here. I hate the Suns. That one killed me. Now, having said all those things about the Lakers and the Suns and the drama of the offseason, is LeBron going to come back? Where is he going to be? What's going to happen with Bronny? Is KD going to get traded? All this stuff together. I actually don't think anything really is going to happen with either of those teams. Like, the Lakers are a team to keep an eye on in terms of like adding someone like Trae Young. I definitely think that is a possibility. But amongst the key 5 stars on these super underperforming teams, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, I think all 5 of those guys are still going to be on their teams next year. Really, the only one that I could see maybe not being there is Beal, maybe, but he's got the no trade clause. Like, maybe they just cut him. Like, maybe he doesn't get traded. I don't know. He's got so much money left on his deal, but I think all 5 of those guys are going to be back. I just want to point out as well, when we're going through the postseason, these Build-A-Bear super teams that they're just trying to throw together all these names and all these stars and hope that it works. It's not really the move anymore, clearly. I mean, think about all these young teams that have developed their guys and drafted well and have these like homegrown stars. These are the teams that are advancing. Thinking about OKC, you're thinking about the Timberwolves. Obviously, the Timberwolves traded for Rudy Gobert, but like the large portion of their roster is guys that they drafted, guys that they developed, and just throwing these super teams together with 9 months notice trying to win a title. I don't know if that's going to work anymore. You got to bring back the beard and snapback, man. I feel like I'm getting my basketball takes from a Muppet. So the beard comment thing has been a thing for like months. I don't know. It's hot. I live in Florida. It's hot. I don't want to have the beard. I've never worn a snapback in my entire life. Backwards hat? Yes. Regular hat? Yes. Snapback? Never. But believe it or not, there is actually another team whose offseason we can talk about, the Pelicans. I don't know if you guys knew. The Pelicans and Thunder played a first-round series. It was not competitive, but it doesn't really seem like it ever actually existed because I've seen, 5 people total talk about it. But the Pelicans offseason is one that I'm definitely keeping an eye on because I'm just continually intrigued by what they could get for Brandon Ingram and how they could reshape this roster. Because if, this is a gigantic if, put the if up here, it's this big. If Zion is the guy that he was for the last 2 months of the season and he's healthy next year for the Pelicans, that is their best player and it's not particularly close. And if they have that guy and he's healthy and he's locked in, Brandon Ingram needs to get traded and they need to get better guards. They need to get more flexible at the 5 spot and they need to play Trey Murphy, Zion, and Herb Jones. Those are the 3 guys that need to be on the wings, not Brandon Ingram. No offense to Brandon Ingram, but he's a unrestricted free agent in the summer 2025. Like, there needs to be some kind of change there. And if they do, I really, truly think this Pelicans roster has a chance to be extremely competitive over the next couple of seasons. Now, we have to talk about the giant if, right? Like, if they trade away Brandon Ingram and then Zion's not healthy or isn't the guy that he was the last 2 months of the year, then they're out of stars and then they're right back to a place that they don't want to be in, right? So it is a massive risk, but if they feel confident that they can figure out the if, that I absolutely would think about trading Brandon Ingram this offseason. The amount of bread comments on yesterday's video was fantastic. We've got breading logically, and my personal favorite, because I love a good dad joke, Tucker flexing his bread. That's well done, Sean. Outstanding. But moving forward now into the playoffs, we've got Nuggets Timberwolves round 2, and that is going to be a crazy good series. I mean, those are arguably, no disrespect to OKC, those are arguably the two best teams in the conference right now. Maybe the two best teams in the entire league outside of Boston, obviously. What did I say, Boston? What is happening to me? Obviously, Minnesota played Denver really, really well in the postseason last year, even though they weren't fully healthy. Gobert against Jokic is going to be awesome. I want to see, how Edwards continues to do as the playoffs continue on and the pressure gets even higher. Jamal Murray didn't have a great series against the Lakers, but hit a lot of clutch buckets. That series is probably my most anticipated round 2 series right now. For a flu game, that wasn't that bad. Genuinely, though, I just want to put this in the video. The love and appreciation on the new style videos, can't thank you guys enough for that. It seriously makes me feel so much more excited to record because I know you guys are enjoying it. Actual, genuine, positive feedback in the comments, all that stuff is really cool. That's awesome. I'm seriously so excited to keep making more of these videos. So hopefully really cool, dramatic stuff continues to happen. I'll see y'all next time.